All right. Let me share the screen. All right. Can you guys see this? See this shit?
Yep.
All right. I'm probably go in and out of this thing. I get too ramped up. I can't look at the slides anymore. So, but we'll try to start here. See what happens. No promises. All right. So, I'm going to dive a little bit into what we talked about last time. But the whole goal of this is to really to talk about the mindset that underpins or lays the foundation for the changes that we want to make on the outside. All right. And specifically today, what I want to talk about is the frame of reference. All right. So we're gonna dive into this, but it's a practical takeaway of all this. Because last time we talked a lot about big picture stuff, but we didn't really talk about what to do specifically. So we're gonna dive a little bit more into that. All right. So not sharing. What am I doing? Yeah. All right. So first, where we left off. So here's some of the things that we talked about last time. All right. So if you weren't here last time, you'll kind of get up to speed. If you were, good, you need to hear this again. We all need to hear this shit every fucking day. You guys should just take a voice recording of my voice and just wake up to it every day. So here's where we left off. So first, if you have a goal, that implies, obviously, that you don't have that thing yet. If I want to lose 20 pounds, that means that I haven't yet lost those 20 pounds, right? Obviously. Now, what it also means, which is not so obvious, is that you aren't capable of doing that yet. And you haven't been. You haven't put the time in, you haven't put the work in, you don't know what to do. So, in some sense, a goal is a confession. You don't have that thing yet. You don't have the goal yet. It's a confession as to what you don't know and what you haven't done. And so if I want to lose 20 pounds, it's not just that I want to lose 20 pounds. It's also that I don't know how the fuck to lose the 20 pounds. Okay. If I did, I would have lost it. Right. And so the point of that is that there's a goal is also a window. It's a confession into what you don't know or what you haven't yet done. Okay. And that's really important because a lot of times we look at goals and we just think that it's a thing that we're gonna do. Like, yeah, we could have done it by now, but no, you fucking couldn't have, right? Because you would have. Okay. So a goal is a confession. It's shedding light on what you haven't been capable of doing yet. Okay. To put this a different way, it's less about the goal and about becoming the type of person that's worthy of that goal. Okay, because that's not yet you. So if let me give you an example from my bounce around a little bit here. So when I started strongman, the first thing that I wanted to do, I really wanted to do, was deadlift 700 pounds. Now, the reason I wanted to do that is because I was comparing myself, and I'm going to get to this in a second. I was comparing to myself who were already at Worlds. I just started competing in strongman after like 3 months, and I made it to Worlds. And I was already comparing myself with the best in the world in my weight division. The one thing I realized that I could not fucking do, that all of them could do, was deadlift a lot. I started being able to deadlift like 620, I think, or some shit, which is all right, but it sucked for these guys. Okay. And so my goal was to get 700 pounds. But here's something that clicked for me. It was not that I need to deadlift 700 pounds. It was that I need to become the type of person that can deadlift 700 pounds because I fucking wasn't that person. Otherwise, I would have been able to deadlift 700 pounds. That person was doing things differently than I was. That person was waking up every day differently than I was. He was looking at the gym differently. He was thinking about his meals differently. He was looking at sleep differently. He was taking supplements differently. He was doing things differently. He was a different person than who I was. And so it wasn't just about me being able to or figuring out what to do to deadlift 700 pounds. It was becoming the type of person who was worthy enough to deadlift 700 pounds. It was becoming somebody who deadlifting 700 pounds was just what he did. That wasn't his goal. That's just what he did, right? It was a product of who he was. And I was not that person at the time. And the tricky part is to think that you are the person before you are. If I started thinking that when I was deadlifting 600 pounds, 620 pounds, whatever the fuck it was, Wasn't good enough, is whatever it was. If I started thinking then that I could deadlift 700 pounds, or I could do it, I just need to, get my training a little bit in order. I missed the fucking point, and I would not have been able to deadlift 700 pounds. And by the way, spoiler alert, I fucking did it. By the way, right, Lens? She was there. She was just me and her in there, but we got video proof. I had a mohawk and everything. It was sick. Anyway, so the mohawk was part of me becoming the type of person that deadlifts 700 pounds. I even looked fucking different. But the point was, I had to change who I was to get to that result because I wasn't yet that person. Okay, that was the main thing that we talked about last week. All right. A goal is a confession. It's telling you that you don't yet know something. You don't know how to do something. You don't know how to go about doing something. Okay. It also points you in a good direction, right? Because it's making you, it's shedding the light or shedding the road that you have to go down in order to become that person that gets that goal. And then you're worthy enough of that goal, and then you get the goal. Okay. So the goal is not this abstract thing that you, as you are now, are able to achieve. It's a road. It's a transformation that you have to go down in order to then achieve the thing. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Does everybody get that? All right. Now, I'm going to get a little vulnerable. And so you motherfuckers have to too. So if you guys are here, turn on your goddamn camera. If you do not turn your camera on, just fucking leave. Because this is not the type of shit where you just sit here and brush your teeth, whatever the fuck you're doing. That what the hell is more important? Michelle's driving. She turned her goddamn camera on. Okay, that's dedication. Don't kill anybody.
I'm gonna turn it off so I don't die. But I am here and I'm listening.
I like the attitude though. Good. Thank you guys. Good shit. Okay. There's people in the waiting room too. God damn it. They don't have their videos on. I'll kick them out. That'd be hilarious. All right. All right, we're gonna get vulnerable. Everybody's good. Everybody's doing some shit. Caroline's feeding the toddler over there. That's what I'm talking about. Good shit. I love it. Good. All you other guys, turn your damn cameras on if you hear this. If you don't, we're just gonna boot you out one by one.
I'm trying to. I don't know how.
All right, as long as you said that, Anna, that's fine. Now you get the pass. At least I know you're there. By the way, you look fucking great. Your pictures are fucking amazing.
Hell yeah, Anna. Down like
I got
30.
it. Thank you.
Yeah, you look fucking incredible. Good job. Holy shit.
Thank you.
Was that 30 pounds since February?
Yeah, 29. When we're counting.
Wow. 29 to
That's amazing. That's when you know how objective we are. I love it. I fucking love it. All right, cool. All right, so I'm going back in. Let's do this shit. So here's the thing. Here's what I want to talk about today, because that's the kind of stuff that we talked about last time. But how do you actually do that, right? And then so we're obviously giving you plans, and as we're talking about nutrition and shit, we're going to help you with the calories. We're going to help you stay full. We're going to help you get the protein in. We're going to help you with the exercise, all this stuff. But how do you actually become that person mentally, emotionally, right? Physically, again, it's just a small thing that we're seeing, but the bigger issue is what changed on the inside, or the biggest transformation is what actually changed on the inside. Okay, so how do you do that? What kind of things can you actually do? There's one thing in particular that I have used immensely in my life, and I'm going to teach it to you guys today. Who the fuck is talking here? There we go. So there's a couple of things I want to teach you guys today, or the one thing in particular I feel like it doesn't get talked about that much, and it's your frame of reference. And this means a lot of different things that I'm going to dive into. So here's the quote that started this for me. Okay, I read this back when I was like, a child. I don't even know how young I was, but I was really young. And it said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Now, this was actually said, I heard this first from David D'Angelo, who was actually a pickup artist, which is actually really funny. But he was brilliant. He understood a lot about human psychology. And he said this, and I heard it, and I was like, damn. And he said, he took it to an extreme. He said, I don't even have to know how much money you make. Don't even tell me how much money you make. Show me the 5 people that you surround yourself with the most and show me their bank accounts, and I guarantee yours is probably the average. And he would do that in a whole bunch of different ways. Your behavior, how successful you are, how much money you make, all this shit. You are the 5 people that you surround yourself with. Okay, this was the point. And now that made a lot of sense to me. But I didn't fully agree with that because there's a lot of people that you are around due to proximity, right? There's people that you work with. There's your kids, for instance. Does that mean that your average income is down because you surround yourself with 2 fucking toddlers? No, they're broke as shit, right? We know that.
Hey, Deb,
That's
my son just said if you're the best one in the room, you're in the wrong room.
exact. See, my man. That's what I'm fucking talking
He
about.
knows.
Yeah, he knows. Fuck yeah. 148. Lisa, god damn it, change that name.
And when I'm done, I don't know what's wrong. And I'm in
Yeah.
my pajamas, so that's it. That's the deal. You want my camera on.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. So I didn't quite agree with the whole idea of that because proximity doesn't necessarily have to mean who you are, right? But the way that I interpreted this and spun on it was that you are the 5 people that you take your inputs from. And that's a different thing, okay? And this I wholeheartedly agree with. Whoever you're taking inputs from, advice from, knowledge from, you're talking to, whoever, you are absolutely a product of that. Okay. If you are, I'm gonna start going off on some tangents here. Let's make sure where the fuck I am. Okay. So it doesn't necessarily have to mean people that you're around, right? But it does mean who you're taking advice from. And this could be a subconscious thing too. For instance, if I grabbed your phone and I looked at your Instagram and I saw the last 10 fucking things that you liked, that are inputs. Those are inputs. That's what you're taking into your brain. Now, if we look at that, I mean, like, listen, cat videos are cool, right, Linz? Don't like a cat video here, and I get it. But without the fucking cats involved, what are you liking? What are you saving? What are you looking at constantly? Okay, this is part of your input. Okay,
Cats are king.
absolutely. There's actually science to this too. Obviously, I'm super objective, so I'm always going to pull in some research. But this is really interesting. They've tracked this over 12,000 people over the course of 32 years. The data shows that if your friend becomes obese, you are 57% more likely to become obese. 57% more likely. Think about if you were, all right, just to put this in perspective, imagine you went to Vegas, right? And you went to the crap stable, and there was somebody that you could be around where you were now 57% more likely to win. You would take that motherfucker everywhere, right? You would be stuffing that thing in your pocket, right? You'd be chaining them around. 57% more likely to become obese if your friend became obese. That is insane. There's also other research where, I don't know if you remember, Linz, was it 20 to 40% more likely to keep the weight off if you start with somebody else?
I think it was 24%.
You're at least 24-ish% more likely to keep the weight off that you lose if you started that journey with somebody else. Again, who you're around is massively important. Now, here's the thing, and here's the part that I kind of want to focus on the most here. I think everybody kind of understands that, but I don't think people understand how much power they have in controlling this. Okay. And I kind of alluded to it with the Instagram thing. When I was in high school, college, you name it, I never fit with where I was because I wasn't looking at the fucking people around me to fit in. They weren't my frame of reference. When I was in high school in 11th grade, I wasn't looking at fucking Susie next to me and like, hey, I really want to be like Susie. I wasn't measuring myself to these people because they were fucking useless to me. They weren't doing anything. Even the fucking teachers were useless. They know jack shit. The people that I wanted to become were so far outside my proximity that I brought them into me. I consumed and I obsessed with certain people that I looked up to because I wanted that to be my frame of reference. I wanted that to be the people that I was taking inputs from. And so when I was successful, I wrote a book when I was 18. Okay. When all of you motherfuckers were going to college getting fucking trashed, I was in Starbucks writing a goddamn book that went nowhere, by the way. It's still on Amazon. But the point is, I wrote a book. It's called Interpreting the Truth. You can actually still find it. It's fucking crazy. Anyway, it was about 200 pages. It's crazy. Anyway, so the point is, I wrote a book. Now, that wasn't impressive to me at all, by the way. I did not think that was impressive because I was comparing myself to Tim Ferriss. Well, I don't know if anybody know him, but he's the man. But he was the author of the 4-Hour Work Week, the 4-Hour Body, the 4 Hours Everything. But I always looked up to him because he had such a different way of thinking. This was back when like blogs were huge. So like every day he had a blog article came out, and I obsess over it. He had videos that would come out. I obsess over it. I remember just a quick little side story. Then you know I'm gonna say. So there was one point where Tim Ferriss had a video. Maybe this will hit home for some of you guys, where he said, people are really good. I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but he said something like, people are really good at staying busy. And the danger is that if you stay busy, you might actually trick yourself into thinking that you're doing something useful. And so you could sit there and clean the house all day long and actually think you accomplished something, but you didn't do fucking jack shit. And the danger is people around you will actually agree that you did something. Right. And meanwhile, I was showing this to like my mom, and Lindsay, my mom, got really upset. She's like, I clean your house to keep it clean. I was like, no, I love you, Mom, but yeah, no. So anyway, but the point is, this was my frame of reference. This is who I looked up to. Okay. I obsessed with his content, the inputs that I was getting. I wrote a book at 18. I thought I was a failure. I opened a gym when I was 21. I still thought I was a failure because I wasn't comparing myself to the people in my school or the people around me, because to me, they sucked. I didn't want to be them. That wasn't my frame of reference. Those weren't the people that I was comparing myself to. Does that make sense? And get ready for this. I told you I was going to get vulnerable. Check this shit out. Boom. So, so this was literally when I was in high school. I had no money at all. And I met Tim Ferriss, the man himself, who was like a mystical creature to me. And I went to the city. I don't even remember how I got there, but I got there. And I wasn't drinking, by the way. I couldn't. I was too young. I was like 18 in that picture. But
tell your face in the photo that.
Yeah, I think. Well, you know what it was? It had some chocolate-covered crickets. That was his thing. So I guess they got me fucked up. I don't know. But it looks like I was fucked up. But I fucking did it, right? I got in the room with this guy who lived, well, he used to live in New York, but he was living in California at the time, across the fucking country, who I looked up to as a hero, who was making $1 million+ per month, who was working 4 hours a week, which is really why I called it the 4-Hour Work Week. And he was living in some tropical fucking place doing some crazy shit. I got in the room with this guy when I was 18. I had no goddamn money, right? And so the point of that is that you have a lot more power than you think when you take inputs, or who you're taking inputs from. Most of you guys are just surfing Instagram aimlessly, looking at dumb shit that doesn't do anything, when you could be actually having people that you look up to and that you're taking inputs from, that you're referencing yourself to. Okay. And just to go through this a little bit more, when I competed in CrossFit, and I got top 20 in the world there. And then I competed in strongman. I got top 20 in the world there. And when I competed in strongman, I was literally one of the strongest in the world in my weight division. How likely do you think it was that one of those other 19 people in the world happened to live near me? No, nobody, of course. But my frame of reference wasn't who I was around. It was the people who I knew were competing at the top of the sport. When I lifted 600 pounds, 650 pounds, 670 pounds, I still didn't think it was impressive at all, because I was comparing it to people who lifted 800 pounds who were my weight. I was always behind because of who I was comparing myself to. This makes sense? Okay, you don't have to be around people to have a strong frame of reference that's far outside where you are. And a lot of you guys, if we're being honest, are not hanging around much superstars, right? A lot of you guys are not surrounding yourselves with people who are much higher than you. I don't think. Probably not. Part of what I'm saying, there you go, Kara. But the room that you have to get in has to change. Kara, this is for us right here. So me and Lynn's joined, just to give you guys an idea again of how I'm using this for my personal lifestyle, how I've always used this. And just recently, me and Lynn's joined. This is where Kara's from too. The $1 Million. Actually, we all joined at the same time, but we joined something called the $1 Million Mastermind, which is basically, long story short, it's a group coaching, a business coach. He has different tiers, whatever. We were in one tier where the average conversation or the average coach was making about 5 to 10K per month. Okay. The group or the room that we're in now, the average person's making 70 to 100K per month. Way fucking different. The conversations are different. How people act are different. What they fucking eat is different. Everything about these things is different. In fact, the first couple calls that me and Kara were in, like, wow, this kind of sucks, because nobody was nearly as nice or as happy or anything, because the people were different. They were focused different. Their frame of references were different. People who had a good month, who hit 20K, were still the bottom of the bottom of the bottom of the bottom in this new group. Okay, the frame of reference was so different. All right, and this is a really important thing that I don't think a lot of people are understanding. In order for you to become the type of person who has the goal, part of that is what your frame of reference is. If you think it's hard to lose the 20 or 30 pounds, it's probably because you're not around people who have lost 20 or 30 pounds. Okay? If you're asking me, is losing 20 pounds hard? I would say, no, it's easy as fuck, because I have helped thousands of people do it, literally. Like, I have seen it. My frame of reference is completely different than what your frame of reference is. Okay. And the point of that is that you can control that. You can control who you're around, or maybe not physically, but you can control who you're around in terms of where you're taking the inputs from, which changes how you view yourself. And it changes what you think is possible. It changes how easy you may think it is, or how hard you think it is. When I heard conversations about people, making 5K or 10K, and then now I hear conversations of people making 150K in a month, or Brian Mark himself makes $1.5 million, almost 2 million a month. Like, the frame of reference is just completely fucking different. Completely different. I'll tell you one more story. So, here it is. So, Liz will tell you the story. So this is a real story. So this is just how I've always used this. So I don't know if anybody knows Jason Phillips, but he was the owner of Nutrition Coaching Institute, which was a huge nutrition coaching company, especially in the CrossFit world, but whatever. So he was really well known. He did a lot of work with Alex Hormozi. He had Alex Hormozi talk for him and everything. So he was pretty big deal. Anyway, on his story, he put something like, looking for a couple entrepreneurs who want to have dinner. Something very, very basic that is just like a sales pitch that you probably don't even believe he's going to answer or something. And so I answered him. I'm like, I do. He's like, all right, cool. And he literally messaged me that day, and he was like, okay, do you want to come to Vegas or do you want to come to Arizona? And I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know. I think I panicked and I chose Arizona because it was further away. And so I literally, he gave me the date. That was it, by the way. He was like, all right, Sunday or whatever day it was. I was like, cool. Where? He's like, just come to Scottsdale. I'm like, okay. So I flew in the night before in Scottsdale, Arizona. I'm there the day. I stay over. I wake up. I still haven't heard anything. I have no idea what's going on. I'm in a completely different state, halfway across the U.S., all because the guy on Instagram said, come to Scottsdale. Okay. And there I am in Scottsdale. I have no idea where dinner is. I don't even know who's going to be there. I have no idea what's happening. Okay. And then I message him after like 5 hours of me panicking. And I'm like, hey, I'm trying to like to act cool, right? Like not be too needy, but also I have no idea what the fuck's going on. So I'm panicking. So I'm like, hey, are we still doing the dinner thing? And it was like 6 p.m. He responds, yeah, be here at 7. I shit you not. This is how cold it was. I was shitting myself. Okay. Very fucking nervous. I have no idea what's going on. I don't even know who's going to be there. So long story short, I show up. There was a bunch of other entrepreneurs there. They all like knew each other. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know anybody. People asked me if I was there for something else, and I wasn't. And they're like, wait, you just came here for this? And I was like, yeah, thanks for making me feel like an asshole. But yeah. So long story short, fast forward about, I don't know, was that a year ago? I think somewhere in there. About a year ago. I now co-own a company with Jason Phillips that is now about to do DNA testing for the entire UFC. The UFC, every fucking fighter in the UFC is going to go through our DNA testing. All because I flew to Arizona on a whim, halfway across the country, had no idea what the fuck I was doing, just to get in the room. And now I own a company with him. Okay, this is how magical this shit can work. Inputs and proximity is huge. Okay, so when I talk about this stuff, I'm not just saying it because I think it's cool. Like I have literally done this my entire life. And one of the things that I've found when I talk to people like super successful people versus people who are stuck in this rut of repeating the same fucking patterns over and over, I look at who they're around. I look at who they're talking to. I look at what inputs they're taking, what rooms they're in. They're nowhere. They do the same shit. They're in the same rooms over and over and over with the same people. Your frame of reference is just fucked. Like you guys have to step outside of where you are to see what's actually possible. You may think you're as strong as you can get. And then you go into a room with everybody who's your age, who's lifting 100 pounds more than you. And you're like, oh shit, I'm weak, right? Your reference, it's your proportion. It's who you are comparing yourself to that gives you leverage. It gives you leverage because a lot of you guys get stuck. You get stuck in the same shit, doing the same workouts, the same body composition, the same weight, and you never really progress. And a lot of it is because your frame of reference is the people who are also not progressing, right? If you're around 5 killers, not literal killers, I mean, I mean killers in terms of like, making a lot of money or, all getting lean. If you're the 5 people you surrounded yourself with lost 20 pounds last month and you didn't, you would feel like an asshole. You would be like, wow, I'm doing something wrong. Now, vice versa, if you stayed exactly the same weight this month, but the 5 people around you gained weight, I guarantee you'd probably feel okay with your weight staying the same. Maybe you wanted to increase or decrease it, but you wouldn't feel that bad, right? Your frame of reference is working against you. It's telling you that you're okay when you're not, because you have a goal that you're not reaching. You're not okay. You want better, but the people that you're surrounding yourself with may be holding you back, or they could be catapulting you forward. Okay. The frame of reference is a huge aspect of becoming the type of person who has the goal that you don't yet have. You got to find the people who are already there. One thing that Alex Ramosi said, I think I said this last time too, he always says is don't take advice from people that you don't want to become, right? And this is really obvious, but you have to do it in every way. So like a lot of you guys probably still take advice from your parents or your brother or your sister or whatever. Meanwhile, they don't know shit, right? If you ask your parents like, hey ma, like what should I do about my business, right? But what the fuck does she know? Nothing. But she had I love you, ma. She knows great stuff, just not about that. But the point is that when you guys like take inputs from people, you may not be realizing it, that you're taking these inputs from people who are not worthy of even giving their input. Never mind you taking it. Okay, if you want to make money and you're taking advice from a millionaire, cool, makes sense. If you want to make money and you're taking advice from somebody who makes the same money as you, that makes no fucking sense. Okay, this is like going to school for business. That never made sense to me. I'm sorry if you guys have business degrees, but it doesn't make sense, right? There you go. Woo, let's get it. But like, it doesn't fucking make sense. You're taking business advice from people who don't even own a fucking business. It doesn't make sense, right? And so if they're making a lot of money and some of them, I will say some of them do. Some of them do like part-time or something, whatever. I don't know. but also a part-time business owner. What the fuck does that even mean? Anyway, so the point is that who you're taking advice from could be really, really poisonous, or it could be really, really useful. Okay. Now, one of the things I want to say is actually this. So when we talk about losing weight, and we talk about getting fit, I think one of the things that I see is that this is why people go to gyms a lot. This is why people go to group classes a lot, right? I noticed that in my when I owned my CrossFit gym, this is what kept a lot of people, right? Like people would stay for the community. And I think there's a poison to that. Okay. There's a poison to it because you feel supported in a way that could be dangerous because none of them are actually making progress. And so my point is, like, when I owned the CrossFit gym, I had people in there every day working out really fucking hard year after year that never changed. And even though they were going to a gym and they were surrounded by people who had the same, passion they did of going to a gym, they still weren't surrounding themselves with anybody who was making them better. And so my point is, if you're going to a gym and you're surrounding yourself with people who are also going to a gym, that doesn't mean that they're actually going to fucking help you, because chances are they have been in the exact same position for the last 3 years. So what do you think that they're actually doing for you? So my point is, your frame of reference has to be stronger than just people who do the same things. You have to find people who are actually doing it like you, like in this group, because everybody in here, except for Sergi, he's sleeping, but everybody, hey, he is. Fucking man. Oh man, I got you, brother. So everybody in here is making fucking results. Okay. Nobody in here signs up and doesn't get a result unless you just ghost us. That is the only possible way that you guys don't get results. And my point is, like, you guys can use this group and leverage this group much more than you probably are. Everybody in here is awesome. Okay. We have nobody comes through like my calls where I'm cursing like an asshole and then like just happens to be an asshole after it. Like, we screen those people out pretty quick, right? I'm the filter. So my point is, like, use this group more. Like, everybody who's in this group is doing exactly what you're doing. A lot of people already have, which is even cooler. There's so many people in here who have lost massive amounts of weight, who have put on massive amounts of muscle or strength, who have done literally the exact things that you have done, or want to do, rather. Those are the people that you want to surround yourself with. Those are the people that you want to use as your frame of reference, not the people in the gym that make you feel comfortable for staying the same, because most of them are. Most of your family members or friends or whatever, I mean, maybe some of them care, but most of them don't give a shit, especially if they're not doing the same things. They're probably feel threatened, if anything. They may give you shit. We talked about this last time. A lot of fit shaming, right? You start changing your habits. You go out to dinner, you get a salad. All of a sudden, you're a weirdo, right? So a lot of that stuff happens when you're surrounding yourself with people who don't have the same goals, the same passions. And so the frame of reference that you guys use is immensely, immensely important. And just like I have done, and Suzanne, I see your comments here. I'll say this: it's really uncomfortable to put yourselves in different rooms. Like, it really, really, really is. There is a really strong social survival instinct. When you feel ostracized or you feel like separated from a group, it is the worst possible feeling, in my opinion, that you could feel. It feels worse than death, but it actually feels like that for a reason. When we were hunter-gatherers and you were ostracized from your group, you weren't liked, you were hated from your group, that literally meant death. Like, if you were in a group of hunter and gatherer, a tribe, you had a tribe which made you survive. People looked out when you were sleeping. People had you, some people helped hunt, some people helped with shelter, whatever. Everybody had a role. The group is how you survived. If you were ostracized from that group and you were shunned from that group, it almost certainly meant death. And so we feel that socially. It's the same thing. Like, we feel when we're outed from a group, you feel like you're going to die, because that was our reality not that long ago. for us long ago, but human species not that long ago. So the point is, it feels horrible. But if you get over that and you get into that new group, it could be immensely powerful. You guys don't realize, like, if you think back to the last, do this. Think about the last, I don't even know if I can't even think about the last 5 times I went out. That's really hard to do. But if you think about the last 1 or 2 times that you went out socially, okay, think about the people that you were surrounded with. How many of them lost 5% body fat? How many of them lost 10% body fat? How many of them put on, I don't know, 20 pounds to their bench press? How many of them fucking bench press in general, right? Like, think about that, and then think about maybe why it's hard for you to get to your goals. It wouldn't be that hard if you were surrounded by a bunch of people who were doing the same thing. I'll tell you what, when I went to the gym or when I traveled and I competed
Don't want to lay with Danny anymore.
travel,
Oh, you said you loved me.
that wasn't even her. That's fucking hilarious. Oh shit. I don't even know what the fuck I was gonna say. That was crazy. What was I saying?
Something about competing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, my man. Thank you, Travis. Appreciate you. So when I was competing in strongman, and I traveled a lot to train with the people that I was going to compete with. When I showed up there, like, these guys, like, what they warmed up with was impressive, right? Like the frame of reference was just different. Like, I wasn't going in to just do like a lift. Like, this was like, holy shit. Like, I need to, like, fucking snort caffeine to, like, have a shot here, like, it was a different thing. But if you're surrounded by that, it's a completely different frame than if you're just surrounded by people who are just kind of like, right? And so, again, I understand that for a lot of you guys, you're busy, you got a lot going on, families, like, you may not be able to physically surround yourself or get physically into all these different rooms, but you can do it like I always have, which is just controlling the inputs. Like, you guys got to go on Instagram and fucking Facebook, and if anybody still reads blogs, do that, and look at the people that you actually want to be like, the people that you actually want to become, and follow them and listen to them. If you look at my Instagram, it's like Alex Hormozi just all the time. Gary Vee's in there once in a while, but mainly just Alex Hormozi. Layla says hi once in a while too. But Alex Hormozi's fucking everywhere because I love that guy. But that is my frame of reference, right? And a lot of you guys are underutilizing that. And so there's a lot of ways that you can do that. Again, leverage the group more. For one thing, there's probably a lot of people, nobody in here, like, if you message somebody in here, nobody's going to be like, screw you, you're weird. Like, that's not, and if they do, I'll kick them out. Just please tell me, that'd be great. I'll kick their asses out. But there's a lot that you can get out of this that you're probably not. All right. And then for who still doesn't have the camera on, but Lisa, let you go. Michelle, let you go. Carol, I'm gonna let you go. We still got a lot of people.
I'm here.
I'm about to put. I just got home. I'm unloading the car.
No, you're good. You already did your thing. You
Okay.
proved. So, what can you do to, like, change this reference? Number one, when you show up to these calls, turn your fucking camera on. Okay, you can't grow in the shadows, and the whole pattern here that you're probably repeating is being in the shadows. It's being in the sidelines. It's not putting yourself forward. And if you can't even put your camera on, then you're probably going to be really hard for you to get into a room physically around different people. Like, you got to get uncomfortable. Lisa, you're all right? You, like, sleeping over there? What's going on?
No, I'm wide awake. I'm listening to it. It's funny. I'm like Batman. I like to lurk in the shadows. I like to work in silence. You should know that about me by now. I'm very quiet. I don't like to post photos. I don't like to be the center of attention. I'm cool not having friends. I just do my thing.
I hate everybody. That's because the people you're around probably suck. That's why, Lisa.
Yeah, I just do my thing. I'm like, zoned in, and I keep it moving. But we're here in the dark.
Just to be clear, Batman adapted to the dark and Bane was born in it.
See?
Batman's frame of reference was like the Joker and and all the cool people.
He had some badass cars, though. You got to give him that. And
Some
a great house.
he
had a great house. He had, like...
Oh, yeah, man. If I was Batman, I wouldn't want to be around anybody either. I'd be around fucking bats and shit all day long. I'd be sick. put your mask out to go deal with people. That's what I want to do half the time. That's because most people suck, right? So anyway, so get into this thing, and then create like a lot of you guys just passively have inputs. Like be purposeful about it. Like instead of just following every fucking cat video you see, then purposely follow people that you can actually learn from. Because believe it or not, whatever you're seeing every day is affecting you. Like if you're watching, I don't know any TV anymore, but like whatever reality show, is that still a thing? I don't know. If you're watching like Jersey Shore, fire show. But if you're
Do
watching,
not disrespect Jersey Shore. It's a fabulous, relaxing show. I rewatch it from time to time. It doesn't. That's not a frame of reference. It's just entertainment. So stop right there.
I regress. That's too far. I get it. Love Island. That's what I was actually thinking of. Thank you, Taylor. Love Island. That's actually what I was thinking. That's like the new thing, right? All right. Well, all right. So Love Island. Like if you think you're on a fucking island finding love, then you're fucked, right? Now it's different if you're watching it for entertainment. Cool. But like if that's your frame, like those are your inputs. Like balance that shit out. I don't know. Watch like Batman and then watch Love Island. Like learn some shit. Batman knows some shit. Not Superman. He was born with it. He's fake. I don't like him. But Batman actually learned some shit. All right. But the point is, read a book once in a while, right? That's kind of cool. And not like the vampire shit. Not that stuff. Okay. Not the girl that falls for the bad wolf or whatever the fuck. Like read some shit that actually matters, right? That you have some inputs from that you can.
You're really stuck in 2008, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of anything new. I got nothing. I dug deep for that one too. I really. I
Yeah, Jersey Shore and Twilight, Devin. We're off. We're off for a bit.
Twilight, yes. Yeah, that was it. Is there new shit? I don't know. I feel like they're still doing the same shit, right? They just change the creatures once in a while.
There's some ridiculous show called Age of Attraction.
Age of Attraction? I don't even know.
It's like.
Oh wait, Liz, you were telling me.
Oh yeah,
It can suck you in if you put it on.
yeah. I did watch part of the first season. I will admit.
Oh, you did. I only got through one
right?
Yeah, nobody like knows each other's age, and they're like out falling in love with each other, and then they find out each other's ages, and it's like literally it could be their grandpa. It's insane.
Solid.
It's more comical than anything.
No Gramps. Good shit. All right. Well, so you get my point. So you're watching a lot of shit passively, but now you can actually do it purposely. It makes a big difference. It made a big difference for me. Like high school, college. The only reason I even opened a gym stemmed from me obsessing about Tim Ferriss, which is pretty great. So, also measure up, not around. So stop comparing yourself and your goals to people like you. You don't even want to be like you. That's why you have a goal, right? Like if you loved yourself, you wouldn't even have a goal because you don't want to change anything. Like you want to change something. You want to be better than yourself. You want to find people who the better version of you are hanging around. Because also, here's the other thing, like people may not want to hang out with your ass. Maybe you're not good enough. Like, because if you're thinking about, people who are really successful, people who are really fit, people who are making a lot of money, whatever, maybe you're not good enough for them. That's a fucked up thing to think about, right? But it might be true. So maybe become better so you can get in those rooms. When I got into half these rooms that I was in, I was not good enough for him. I had to fake that shit most of the time. But then I got good enough, right? Everybody doesn't want to hang out with you, Adina. That's for sure. Adina's badass. That's why. Shit. I feel like you and Kara would get along a lot. I feel like you guys are just you guys are really meshed. So measure up. Start looking at people who are better than you, purposely, not from a standpoint of like feeling down about yourself, but to feel inspired. There was something about the locus of control. So they did a lot of research on this in psychology. Locus of control is just whether you believe that you can create your circumstance or you're a victim of your circumstance. So if you have an internal locus of control, it means that you can you create your destiny. Basically, you create everything around you. where if you have an external locus of control, you believe that you're a product of your surroundings, like you can't do anything. And what's really interesting is they did a survey of this with Instagram influencers. So they had a bunch of women. So this is just with women. They had a bunch of women who looked at, they were shown pictures of women influencers. So women who just looked amazing, like jacked and ripped and shit, like Kara. And so they showed a bunch of people like that, like, hey, boom. And then there was really interesting response to this. People who had an internal locus of control. So people who believed that they could affect their progress. So it was up to them. Their decisions created their results. When they saw somebody who was on Instagram who looked amazing, they were inspired. They were like, wow, like I want to look like that. That's amazing. What are they doing? How do they get like that? What do they eat? External locus of control, people who do not believe that they can create their circumstance. They believe that they're a victim of their circumstance. They believe that this is why I'm here or why I'm like this. They looked at those same pictures and they thought that it was almost insulting. I forgot the word, but the standards were too high, that it was unrealistic. It was all this negative shit. It wasn't that they could be there, because to them, being a product of their circumstance, they weren't able to do that. So it wasn't inspiring because they weren't able to do it, right? And so it's very, very interesting how the different responses could be. But again, go back to this. So measure up, not around. Reach out to somebody in the room. So reach out to somebody here. Talk to somebody, especially if there's somebody in here that has done what you want to do. Like, reach out to them. Like in the business groups that we're in, like so I met Kara, but like everybody in those groups are reaching out to everybody. Like, dude, how the fuck did you do that? Or how'd you do this? Or what's that? Or whatever. Like, people do it constantly because that's why they're successful. They constantly ask questions of people who have done what they want to do. Right. And so you guys should do that better, do that more. Like, reach out to people, ask questions. Like, it's not weird. It's trust me, if you ask somebody in here, like how they dealt with, I don't know, cravings or overeating or how they got the last couple of pounds off, I guarantee they're going to feel really good about it. Like, they'll feel good about it because somebody acknowledges what they did. Just like if you lose the next 10, 20 pounds and somebody comes into the group and they look at you and they're like, dude, how did you make that transformation? You would feel good about it. Right. So like, if you're asking somebody something, it's not a weird, it's going to help them. It's going to make them feel good and validated for what they did. So don't feel weird about it. But the point is, like, start looking at people who have done things better than you so far, because eventually you will be that person that people are going to look up to, that you are doing better than them. And it's a really cool thing to feel on both sides. But anyway, reach out to people. Okay. Reach out to somebody in here and say yes to getting into a different room. Okay. And one way that you can do that is to put yourself on a real scoreboard. And what I mean by that is sign up for something. So one of the things that I really like is either signing up for a photo shoot or a competition. Like, a lot of High Rocks is huge now. Like, if you're down with that, cool, do it. Like, put yourself on the line a little bit. Okay. Get uncomfortable and then surround yourself with people who are doing that thing. A lot of you guys did this in some way by signing up here. Like, if you're with us, we have a fucking scoreboard every week of what we're trying to hit, right? And so kudos to you guys for doing that, because most people would never do that. But you can do that more. You can take that same idea and do it more. You can sign up for a photo shoot. You can sign up for a competition. You can sign up for, or you can even, make it the next vacation that you have or something like that. You can put something on the line, and you pull out the skinny dress that all you guys have, especially Travis. I know you got the skinny dress in there, brother. but you guys all have that thing, right, that you can't fit in. Like, put that shit out and make
Chad has a skinny dress.
on the application. You take it.
There's a few in my closet.
Shit.
No judgment from here.
No judgment.
It's 2026, man.
Right.
That's it. So put some skin in the game, like put something on the calendar, put something on the scoreboard, reach out to people, like stop living in the shadows. That's the point of all this. All right. So just your frame of reference does a lot. Okay. The people that you surround yourself with, and again, not just physically, but people that you're surrounding your inputs from can have a massive, massive impact on what you think is reachable, how realistic it is, and so on. So anyway, that's that. That went pretty long. So hopefully that helps. But and yeah, Suzanne, I love that. Hell yeah. I absolutely love that. We'll definitely make sure that damn happens. You've been killing it, by the way, Suzanne. Proud of you. You're doing crazy shit. I can see the change in you mentally too, which was huge. I think that's the I think changing mentally is the harder part. Like to get yourself convinced of who you're going to become, I think is the part that stops most people. Like if you don't really believe that you can do the thing, it's going to be really hard. Like, that's when you're like sneaking progress. Like if you believe 1,000% that you're going to reach that goal and you visualize it, you surround yourself with people who support it, you surround yourself with people who have done it, like it's just inevitable. It's not this hard thing. It's not this mountain to climb. Like it's just, you have support who are with people who are helping you climb it. You have people above you who are climbing it. Like it's just done. So, Kara, I think you already are the most jacked grandma ever. So
I'm not a grandma, but I'm jacked.
you're damn right, you're jacked.
Hell yeah, you
We're
are.
70. Yeah.
Yeah, you fucking look incredible, Dina.
I do. And I have nothing in my closet fits. Everything is too big. And it was not like that when I started, just so you
you got the opposite problem.
I had to start
God
renting.
damn
I
it.
had to rent clothes this month because nothing fit me.
You got some fucking fancy clothes too. You look good, Adina, when you got
I'm a
dressed up. I saw
fancy
you in
lady.
Paris.
That's right.
Holy shit! No, you made me feel like shit. That for like I
That
don't know
was
what.
my goal.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Mission accomplished, Adina. You're badass, man. I love
Thank
it.
you. Well, I
You got
am
the
now.
style.
Yeah, I've gotten a few texts that people had to go out and buy new wardrobes. And honestly, a lot of the check-ins from this week about how people handled the 4th of July this year and how they said they felt like they were a different person, they went about things differently. That shift right there is how you're going to be successful in all of this. And I honestly love reading some of your check-ins. Michelle, I want to call you out. I didn't get to your check-in yet, but I know you said that you went to I think it was like a block party and you're around people that basically have lost weight and have kept it off. So were around very supportive people. I don't know if you're still on this call right now.
Yeah, no, it was my dad's side of the family. We're all like, I don't know, we're all like fat asses. So most of that, well, not anymore. But yeah, so I was with my cousin who like definitely lifts a lot. She's like been a size 2 and like jacked for a bunch of years. My uncle was like pre-diabetic and he's changed all of that now. So I got there late, and then the buffet was like chicken fingers, mac and cheese, like pork ribs. I'm like, fuck, like what? But then there were grilled vegetables, grilled chicken, and a salad. And I just made my little plate, and I was like, this is me now. So it was fun and like to not be questioned, and even like dessert. My cousin was like, see, like we really can eat anything we want, but like a little bite, and then put it back, and then like we shared stuff, and then once we like tasted and we're like, okay, we're done. We threw it out, so we weren't tempted, and it just felt a lot more supportive than like I don't know, trying to like not drink in front of my friends and being questioned or like other things because it really was the room you were in. So this is like, yeah, it's all the same.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I
That's huge.
loved reading that.
That's awesome. That's great for your family too, man. That's like, yeah. It's
Yeah.
so hard when you're
I
the
feel like
leader, you know?
Yeah, I feel like most people, when they're around their family or friends, it's always like, you look great. You don't need to lose any more weight. You don't need to do this. But like their goals aren't your goals. You may be who they want to look like now, but you may want to be someone better than you are right now also. So it's all about exactly what this talk is about, who you surround yourself with, what your goals are versus other people's goals. So love to hear you have support.
I think the more disciplined you become, like you see that in every domain of your life, right? You don't really have patience with people that aren't. I don't have a lot of patience with people that aren't disciplined, even though sometimes I cheat. You know, I cheat sometimes, but
Being a human.
I think it's like really hard, but even like, work, personal, like everything, it's really hard to be around people that aren't disciplined like that.
Yeah, it's like a different level of respect for someone who has discipline versus not, because discipline goes a long way in a lot of aspects of your life.
Yeah, I think you like naturally gravitate away from those people,
Absolutely. No, I completely
I
agree
think
with
those people also like you less and less, honestly. Like if you're
I
super
think it's the
dedicated
way
to them.
you make them feel about themselves. It's not that they like you less and less. You make them feel worse about themselves. So
yes, you're challenging them.
yeah, set the tone in the room you're in, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it's huge, and that's why it's, you could use that to your advantage if you're around the right people. But, sometimes you don't want to be the right person if you're around the wrong people, you know? And, some of you probably, hopefully some of you guys like Michelle has, like what Michelle was saying, where you have a supportive group. Adina, I feel like, is probably the pinnacle of that. I feel like she's just cool as fuck. So she just has all the coolest friends ever. Curtis and
I've
Courtney
been
have
around
really
longer
cool.
than most of you, so But
You had more experience. You had more time.
Galen's a friend of mine, Curtis and Court,
Yep.
but I have, supportive people in my family and friends that are, well, also what I do for a living, is you have to be strong in your body and, to keep working at my age, I've got to be able to do 8 shows a week and, got to be strong. So
Broadway, right?
Broadway, babe. I haven't been on Broadway in a little bit, but not my
Say
life.
that shit, Adina. Get it out there. Come
That's
on. It's
right.
impressive as fuck. I was waiting for you to say it. I was
No,
happy to say it. You didn't.
well, Galen and I were in a couple of shows on Broadway.
It's huge. What the fuck? That's sick. Yeah. I mean, you can't go on Broadway and be around, a bunch of
No,
sluts, That's
no. Well, there are people, but not for me. You have to be strong. That's what I, feel. But I also want to keep going because, the roles that I'm playing now, like a grandmother or whatever, they want to know that you're not going to die in the middle of a run or something. So, still strong,
oh
still
man.
kicking.
Dina, you're too funny, man.
Yeah, you can't be a liability.
I was on Long Island this weekend, by the way. I was.
Oh, cool invite, Adina. Thanks.
We weren't on Long Island.
My sister.
Oh yeah,
My
that's a good
sister
point.
lives there. I know you live on Long Island, but I'm from Long Island. But I don't. My sister lives there, so I was there. Just so you know.
Well, next time, maybe give us a little text.
All
Like,
right.
hey,
okay.
if we're cool enough, I know we got to up our game to get around your guys' service.
Just have to invite me.
We can't dance or act for shit, so I don't know what else we can do. But Lynn's can do it.
I got moves.
I won't do that unless you're paying me, so it's okay. All right, I gotta go.
All right, Dina.
Anybody wants to hang out with me, just give me a call.
I'm gonna call you right now, Dina. She's gonna hang up. Just box me. Oh man, good stuff. Chad, I just saw you, but I was wondering if anybody was gonna call me out on not wearing a tank top today because I feel really weird, to be honest. I feel overly formal. I feel like I'm wearing a suit.
I thought you looked different. It was almost like a three-piece suit. I was like, what's so different about him?
This will never happen again, guys. So take it all. I'm sweating right now too. These fucking sleeves make a big difference. The back is cool though. Check it out. You guys see it?
No.
No.
Yeah, you're bent over.
I don't know. I can't figure out it. You see?
I
find peace. That's all I say.
In pain?
Yes. There he is. St. Travis got it. That is show my ass instead of the shirt.
Literally, you're like bent over.
I felt like that's what the shirt was. I don't know. Apparently, I thought I was wearing a shirt on my ass, but whatever. It's fine. Oh God.
Oh man.
All right. Anybody have questions, by the way, since we're here? Also, you don't have to feel rude at this point. I just showed my ass in the camera, so you can leave if you want. You guys. We love you guys. But if anybody has questions,
Thanks for the invite for the first
absolutely,
Monday.
man. Thanks for coming,
yeah.
bro. The first of many.
Look
for you.
forward to our chat on Thursday.
Oh yeah, let's get
Yeah.
it, buddy. I'm excited.
All
for
right,
you,
brother. Have a good one, guys. Thanks.
You too.
Bye.
Man. All right, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Take care, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Peace. Love you guys. Have a good night.
Bye, guys.